Oh, been a lot. Oh my gosh. So, there's been all kinds of stuff going on. Like, done so much stuff so far with this Colt Steel class, and like done a couple of things by myself. Not much, but a couple of things. Just like I was like, oh, I kind of know how to make something similar to this, so make my life a little easier. Um, but some people are asking for an update on where I'm at with the Colt Steel class. Like, if I think it's a good class and I guess just kind of where I'm at with it after it's been like another month or so. So we're gonna kind of go over that. I will have to say that I don't have a whole bunch of like super crazy projects or anything built yet, just because the extra time I do get between working full time and my kids to like work on a class, I have like just enough time to get a decent amount of stuff done just doing those lessons on the course, and like not a whole lot of extra time to work on project stuff. So I just have not worked on a whole bunch of stuff by myself, but I've done a couple things. So one thing is, if you're looking here at this scorekeeper that we have here, bigger. So I could go ahead and show you the code for it if you want to see it. But basically, how it works is like you set a score limit, and you sit here and do points until you reach the score limit. And whenever you set this, see how that. Okay, so when you win, it turns green. The losers turns red. And if you change it at all, so like you can't change it in the middle of like keeping the score, right? Because if you change it at all, it resets. So like let's go to 3, and someone's like, oh well, let's go higher than that now. As soon as they change it, it resets. Okay. And it works on both sides. So we'll go ahead and do player 2 real quick to show them winning. Every time the reset button works. Very simple. Doesn't take that much code, but still it's just like proof that like yes, I can make some things now that actually work. And yes, I could have styled it and used Bootstrap and made it look really fancy. And it probably would have been cooler to show you guys, but again, I don't have that much extra time, so like when I make something, I just make it and make it work right now. And that's just really where we're at with it. I'm going to be spending a lot of extra time obviously making projects that I put in a portfolio, but none of these are, I'm not at a level where I'm making projects for a portfolio yet. And if I was, obviously this would not be something that would be going in a portfolio. Very, very simple. Another thing that I made is this is my Ozon's Amazing Enemy Tracker. So it's really, really simple. And so basically, like I've actually been using this, like minor voidling. I don't have this part coded in yet. I don't know why. I got it working for my D&D campaign that I run. Another reason why I probably don't have enough time for making projects is my extra 4 or 5 hours on Friday. I run a D&D campaign. But you set an enemy level, you set the AC. Now I had it set up to where you set the HP here and then it went down here. But then I was like, huh, that seems like a lot of extra code that I'm gonna have to put in to like set a button down here for changing the HP. So the way I set it up does, oh, you have a selector, so you set the HP down here. And then it's very easy to change it up or down. And I know there's probably was a better way to do this, but again, it was very simple. It was easy to set up. I didn't style it like crazy. I just put a border around my form here, because that's what this is. This is a form that just ignores the automatic refresh is all that it does. And then a green color because I like the color green and it was pleasing. So that's super simple, easy to use, made my life so much easier keeping track of this stuff for my D&D camp. Like made my life way easier. So that was really cool. Something else that we recently got into is we are using Node. Okay, so this current project that we have right now is we're working with Express. So Express is a way for you to like set up servers for your websites. So if we're running Node for this, running Node using Express inside of our Node files or our Node app that we have built, we go ahead and start that. I'm on a local server. The port is 3000. It's just set to whatever you set it at. For Rand, which is something that we are doing right now, this sets up this. All right, so this gives you a random number. Reset it. Oh, it tells you which one is odd or even. Again, very, very simple. but it's something that I'm currently doing right now here after I about 2 months or so. And I could make more complicated things to this. It's not that I can't make more complicated things to this, it's just that building something more complicated than this for me right now is going to take quite a few hours. A lot of time on Google, like looking stuff up to get everything working right. And I just don't have a lot of extra time. So this is just kind of some stuff that we've built to like learn certain concepts as we've been going through. Another thing we've been doing with this, we also learned some like terminal commands. Go ahead and close this real quick. Where's that at? Okay, so we can go into jokes. This is something that we did. And then let me remember. And you just get yourself a random joke. Um and then get random CN. Pretty sure this is how we had this set up. Why are mommies scared of vacation? They're afraid to unwind. And then Chuck Norris can override a locked variable. Okay, so like it's just makes little random jokes. What's another thing that we did? Oh yeah. Let's go to cd dot dot. Let's get out of here. Colors, I think was the one. Can't remember exactly how this is set up. Let's go in here real quick and open this. Oh yeah, this is the code for the random numbers thing. There's also a thing here for cats. So yes, my cats are all named after Rick and Morty stuff. You can thank my girlfriend for that. And yeah, this will basically just, it's set up a loop using EJS, which is a templating language made for you to use with Express. And so using these little things right here, which if you're watching this video, you may already know about this, you may not. I'm able to use JavaScript inside of my HTML files so that like I have a loop set up right here that's printing all of these cats. For every cat inside of cats, it's printing cat out on the page. And I can show you that that's working too. But I wanted to show this colors thing real quick. So let me just open this up and find out how this is working because I can't remember. Colors. Okay, so I didn't even have it set up to do anything crazy. This is just the really simple, just runs it when you run it, I'm sure. And so inside of our little file, we have these wonderful rainbow colors, which look really fun. Again, super simple stuff, but you know, just learning how to install packages with Node, all that stuff. And it is like not a lot of code. Like this obviously is like no code at all. But it's just stuff that you need to know how to do. Like you need to know how to install packages using Node. You need to know how to use git bash if you're running on a Windows machine like I am, or use your terminal commands if you're running on a Mac machine. It's just stuff that you really need to know, and he has pointed out, I guess. So yeah, that's basically the stuff that I've been learning lately. And after 2 months, like I could make a static web page that looks really nice and fancy because Bootstrap just makes it so simple. And I can make, now I can use JavaScript logic within my web pages. Like this is JavaScript logic used within an HTML page, which is made possible using this EJS embedded JavaScript templating. And like I can install, so let's go ahead and install a new package using our thing right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cd dot dot ls there. And inside of my current thing that I'm doing, which is the templating demo, on the templating demo, we can npm I colors. Now colors is installed inside there. So if I go into that file, although actually I think colors only prints stuff out for here, so I guess it's not as big of a deal. But if I went into this file now, into this templating demo, and open to that folder. When I go into my JSON right here, I can see that colors is now within there. So if I wanted to, I could go to my index file here, require colors, and then print something out. So this was not really needed. And then so let's just console.log. We totally did it. We installed a module. And we can print that out in green. So we totally did it. We installed a module. It prints out in green because that's the color we set it at. And we can set it to any of the colors because we installed the module correctly. So that's basically what we like the focus the last like couple of weeks or month or so has been working with Express and different things like that. Getting pretty close to starting like the main project because there's a big project that gets built at the end of this course, and it's building a thing called Bootcamp. And it basically just is like you're gonna have to have like a database and a server set up, and the database it keeps information about like different campsites and the information regarding those particular campsites. And it also, from what I've seen, looks like it uses Google Maps to like give you a viewable window of like this campsite, like just a Google Maps window on your web page. I'm assuming using their Google, they have like an API set up for it so that you can actually see this campsite and like zoom in on it and check it out and see where it's located. So that's going to be something really cool to show you guys once it's finished. And I'm sure after working on such a large project that takes multiple sections of this course, like I think it's like 10 or 12 hours worth of this course is building just like sections focused on that Yelp camp site that you're going to build. And it's going to be a live site that he shows you how to host. So far, I feel really, really good about Colt Steele's web page. I'm sure his web page probably looks good, but I feel really good about his course, his web development course, his web development boot camp course. And in this boot camp course, you're supposed to be learning about everything that he teaches in his in-person boot camp, just not in person. So the things that you lose for that though is like you don't have anybody holding your hand. You don't have anybody over your shoulder like, hey, that's a mistake. When something's a problem, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You're going to be having to go on Udemy and ask inside those questions and answer sections to try and figure out exactly what your problem is, or you're just going to have to tear through it yourself, which is the way that I recommend. So far, the way that I've learned the best is when I've had a problem is just going through it line by line and troubleshooting it myself. And then I don't ever have that problem again. When I go to the questions and answers and search for the answers there or ask for the answers there and then get them given to me, I run into having that problem over and over again. So that question and answer section is a good thing, but it can also be like your worst enemy and it can cause you a lot of problems. Now, so I suppose all in all, it's not terrible and it's not like the most amazing thing ever. I do have to say that I've tried a few different courses before this, including a course by Jonas Schmedman. And while it was a good course for JavaScript and web development, I still have had much more success doing the course by Colt Steele. It's just been a lot better for me personally. So I will be coming back here in a couple weeks to a month or so with some actual projects for you guys because I'm going to be working on those over the weekend now and showing you guys some completed web pages and just what I actually like the extent of my knowledge is, because the stuff that I've showed you guys here isn't even close to, like, it's a 10-15% on each one. It's like showing you little pieces of different things that I've been able to do. None of it is bringing all that information together. So expect the next video to be course almost completed and some serious projects to show you guys the extent of what I've learned so far. I think that this course is a very good course. I would recommend it to anybody. Even if you have next to no knowledge on computers or anything, you start from the very, very basics and slowly work your way up. And you get a very good understanding of the stuff that you're learning. Now, again, there is problems with that, and that if you keep going to the Q&A section and just copy pasting your freaking answers from there, which I have definitely been guilty of before just to try and get past this section, you're going to have issues and you're going to continue to make those mistakes over and over again. You have to go through everything line by line and figure it out yourself. Otherwise, self-taught is going to be very, very difficult. So, I can recommend this course. I've been doing very well with it, but I can't say for sure that you're going to. It's going to be something that you have to try yourself.